When it comes to sex, most of us are just chasing passion. And this is really unfortunate. And I'll tell you why. Greetings, everyone. My name is Miss Ocean, and you are tuned into the Love Experience, where we discuss love in real life because love is not the destination, but rather just the journey. So, as always, let's just dive in. All right. So, people, in my opinion, truly often feel that if they can just figure out what they like, what they want, in an effort to quote find themselves, that everything else will just fall into place, including the lover that they have chosen to, make them do or feel dot, right? And clearly that's a miscalculation, especially in relationships. And as illustrious as it may seem, passion on its own is really selfish. Nothing sexy about that. It's the question of what excites me, what pleases me. Give me the way I say I want it without regard to the other person. That's really what it is. So, because we live in a reciprocal 3D environment, passion is only one component of a much larger whole. And obviously, that needs a demonstration just to say that, because we're all looking for passion, right? Just to be clear, I can be passionate about flowers because of what I like about them. What about them that brings me pleasure from them, right? However, if I talk about something like my passion for my responsibility to flowers, now passion seems to be shifting into hard work, okay? Which doesn't sound like pleasure at all right? But let's explore the same ideology just sexually. And I'll just, full disclosure, I'll say this. A lot of us think that, we need a man or a woman that knows how to pleasure us, and myself included, right, at some point. And the question is, unless pleasing us is as easy as following written instructions, like at IKEA, the idea, while necessary, generally is selfish and not attainable, which is the crux of it all, right? It's rare to hear people say something like, I need someone that I can please, rather. Notice the subtle difference there. It's the underlying understanding of responsibility and commitment to learning, So when we hear the phrase passion and fire, for instance, right? Very marketable phrase that we hear. First off, this is pure marketing, like I've already explained that we know this, right? And we're just looking at a misinterpretation, really, of basic sex just being marketed, a lie, so that we can feel great about it when we see the commercial. So take, for instance, 50 Shades of Grey. Great marketing strategy of passion and fire. But truthfully, is this reality, the promotion of a life completely focused on receiving pleasure over the bumpy process of learning how to pleasure the unique individual in front of us? Is that where we're at? Is this Earth 1 or no? So let's be clear, the other half of this passion thing is our purpose, in relationships. And not purpose in terms of your household roles, right? But what rather can bleed over into that, but not necessarily your household roles. Rather purpose in your intimate relationship that asks the question of what can I give the other person that causes pleasure and or excitement that I'm uniquely talented at doing or performing or whatever. In short, it's important, honestly, to pay close attention to your own feelings while engaged in an act and your partner's reaction in order to facilitate the answer to the question. Intuitively, you have to know when your partner is being taken to their height and when they're not. We have to be able to understand when we're bringing pleasure and when we're not, when we're performing it. It takes social awareness. And I want to emphasize the doing in the pleasure part, because honestly, if what you're doing is just okay to you, you probably won't perform at your best. Whatever you explore with your partner, my advice is just to be sure to find what about it that you like and you like doing. You can never really suck at the things you like doing that you continue to repeat over and over again, because you only get better. This is honestly matching purpose with passion, which by default, without any effort, causes one to be one with themselves and one with the all. Dedicated to performance, 1, and 2, paying more attention to detail as an expert would. As you really can imagine, having this mindset ultimately is what facilitates a great experience on both ends. Not to say it's just a one-ended type of thought process, but it's great when both people can understand this. And truth be told, I used to struggle with finding my center in relationships. And I would try to really be good at things that I didn't even enjoy, in order to, quote, keep my man. And during this time, I felt very empty and not really satisfied. And after some time of really digging through this whole passion thing, I found where personally I enjoyed certain things that brought pleasure that I was really good at. And when I started to focus on those things, I realized that I was trying to be something that I wasn't, trying to be good at something that it wasn't meant for me to be good at, just so I could be, quote, nasty, I guess. But that's not necessary. I really started to allow my partner to enjoy my unique signature as a woman, as my focus really shifted onto the things that was really more qualifying for me to do, and that became a regular part of my routine on my life to explore. And after that point in my life, I honestly didn't feel I was being pulled to do something that really didn't match my sex drive or my personality in my sexual activity. And truth be told, it's not about being nasty whatsoever or conforming to what someone else feels is nasty. It's about, both of you experiencing each other and not being bored, because a person is a unique thing in this universe. So there shouldn't ever be a moment of boredom. I did find my purpose in what pleased me for my partner. And honestly, I carry that with me everywhere I go. It's not just a sexual thing. In life, I don't opt to do things that I find repulsive for money or to please people, especially that I don't enjoy. I choose things that I find interesting and enjoyable, that I can be happy doing, that in turn others can appreciate. And, in life, passion only has a place within purpose from what I've found. And anything else is just empty. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Until next time, I ocean you. Peace.